In this video, I'm going to walk you through the next part of Chapter 5, which is going to be how to make a material that uses decals. Decals are really useful so that we can add more detail to larger spaces that normally you would have a toggle texture on. So for instance, we have this giant wooden floor and we want to put some hockey lines on it. It would be really hard to unwrap this floor to be able to draw those lines on it. And the other option would be to actually cut the lines into this. And if you are working with on a project that can support decals, like you're not trying to do something low end like VR, decals are a really quick and easy way to add that kind of detail. So let's go ahead and start our new material. I'm going to name this one M_deferred decal _ hockey lines. And let's open it up. First things first is we do have to change our material domain. So with this main node selected, go underneath material domain. This needs to be changed from surface to deferred decal. And the blend mode we're going to use is not going to be opaque, but translucent. And of course it disappears, and that's okay. Let's go ahead and start to get some stuff going on in here. So first, let's do some texture samples. So T for both of those, the first one is going to be called, what is this one called? Probably hockey. Let's try hockey. We need the hockey mesh decal lines color. There we go. And this one needs to be, we'll do hockey again. We're looking for lines normal. And we're going to first hook this into a multiply node to kind of help it out a little bit. So M into here. And the multiply needs to be set to a value of 500. This way it'll look a lot brighter and it'll have a better result in the end. And you can always play with this number once you get it set up to see if there is a number you prefer. So we're going to hook this into base color. We're going to hook this alpha into opacity because it does already have an alpha channel on there for us. And then we are going to make sure, make sure that this gets hooked into our normal. So let's save this. And this is for the floor. We're going to actually make kind of like a grunge material for the goal itself. So we're going to make a new material called M_deferred decal _ hockey goal. Oops, let me fix that. All right, so in here, we again need to go over to our panel with this selected and change the material domain to deferred decal. And we also need to change it to translucent as well. So not opaque, but translucent. So we'll need 3 texture samples this time. So let's do T and click 3 times. The first one is going to be, we can just search for hockey again, and it's going to be the hockey goal mesh decal color. We'll also need, for this one, search for hockey, and we'll do hockey goal mesh decal AORM. And then the last one is going to be for our normal map. So we'll search for hockey, but we're looking for the hockey goal mesh decal normal. So some of these hooking up are going to be pretty easy. For instance, this is just going to help drive our roughness in the green channel. So we're going to just hook this into there. We're just going to go ahead and this RGB is going to go into our base color. And then for opacity, though, we're going to use a cheap contrast node with a contrast. We'll just set a constant into there, set to 2. And we'll feed in the G channel from our texture into there and stick the result into the opacity. So we're getting kind of like a grungy sort of texture with this one. Next, we need to then feed our normal map into normal. We are going to do one more little bit on this, which is going to be the world position offset, which will kind of make it so that it controls the offset that gets applied to the model in which the material is being implemented, so that it looks more like it's sitting on it, you know, or slightly under it, so that it looks a little bit more natural. So what we're going to need is a camera direction vector node. Very easy to find. Search for camera direction vector right there. We're going to feed this into a multiply. We're going to add a constant 1 of 0.5 to multiply by. And then this will get fed into the world position offset. And definitely play with these numbers and see what you're getting with it. Kind of see how, you know, adjusting this changes the look of it. And I think that's it as far as the materials go. The next is to actually apply them. So let's save and close our materials. And what we're going to need to do is create a decal actor. So we're going to go over to the quick one and search for decal right there. We're going to assign our hockey lines material to it. And if it doesn't show up, I try rotating it, like, you know, upside down, like rotate it all the way around. If it looks weird and dark, it's because it's upside down. We are going to have to rotate this around though and position it better. Oops. There you go. We got our hockey lines. We probably want to actually make these a little bit bigger. It's a little bit small. So we could get our scale tool. Or I think we could just type in the numbers. Let's see. Let's try to set it to like 2. Nope, so it's a lot bigger. 3. Three is probably close enough for what we're doing. And next, let's do our extra kind of grunge decal on the goal itself. So to do that, we can always just make a new one or just duplicate this one. Let's just make a new one though. Decal. And we'll put in our grunge. I'm sorry, I did that slightly wrong. We're supposed to duplicate the goal of itself. So I'm going to select the goal, hit Control D, and put that deferred decal on it. Oh, let's try it again. We're going to switch it to its material, and then put it on the goal itself. Let's see. It's being a little bit picky. Let's try scaling it up by like, keep it 1.1. A little too much. Let's try 0.01. You know what? It might be that number. Let's try going in and playing with the camera direction vector. What if we bump this up to so let's you sort of see it. Let's try 0.2, 0.1. Oh, it's coming through now. I think we just have to tweak that number a little more. Oh, there we go. If you pull away, we're getting it. That's better. Now we have grunge on that. We didn't have to change the texture. So hopefully you found this useful. Decals are extremely important to try to add variety to your scenes without having a whole bunch of extra textures or models. So make sure that you do have a good understanding of how to work with them, especially if you want to go into environments.